Attritional, Rob. Is that how we describe that second half?
Yeah, it wasn't very good, was it? It wasn't very good. But saying that, the result is the most important thing. Norwich, I think, thoroughly deserved their win on their first half performance, which was fantastic.
Well, I mean, looking at that second half, though, how could they have gone things about a different way to because they weren't the same side that come out. Was that because Cardiff were better? Because they weren't really, were they? Was it Norwich, that classic 2-0 scoreline where you think you're cruising and you're comfortable until they score?
Maybe a couple of times decision-making were wrong, where they took that extra little short pass in a tight area, whereas in the first half, they were sort of like not having that, and they were hitting a longer forward pass, like we said. But like I say, Cardiff had to play better. They had to play better. They would have got torn off a strip by the manager at halftime. They had to play better. They did. They were more direct. But saying that, Norwich defended well, all the long balls, and especially when they brought Kiefer Moore on. Cardiff were just one-dimensional then. And then when they went down to 10 men after conceding the goal...
did that help Norwich?
Probably not. It sort of like galvanised Cardiff, and they weren't going to play any different whether they had 11 or 10 men. So Norwich knew exactly what was going to happen. I thought they dealt with it well. They got around Kiefer Moore and the person that was challenging him to get the second ball. And when he came on, they never had no real clear-cut chances.
But it almost seemed when Kiefer Moore came on, it played a bit more into Norwich's hands because... As a centre-back like Grant Hanley, I'm imagining that's the kind of battle he wants, isn't it? He doesn't want someone who's small and tricky and around him. So actually that played into Norwich's hands a little bit. And we knew what they're going to do. We said at half, like as soon as the first 5 minutes of the second half, Smithies, where's it going to go?
Direct.
Ball, direct straight into Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, and I thought, as good as Hanley and Gibson are in the air, you're not going to win a lot of balls against Kiefer Moore, purely for the fact he's 6'5", 6'6". But what you've got to do is make sure you've got bodies around you to get that second ball. And I thought Norwich did that well. They kept him out of the box as well, which was good, because what you don't want him to do is dropping deeper and deeper onto your goalkeeper. But like I say, it was not a greatest performance in the second half, but it was a solid performance. And they looked sort of like solid as a unit, which is good. And like I say, against a team that played direct. And again, Norwich has come to the fore again, that they can defend against teams that don't play the little intricate football. They can deal with the teams that go direct.
Yeah, well, let's hear from Gunny again now. Gunny, did you see it the same way as we did? The job was done almost in the first half, and as much as Norwich conceded that one goal and Cardiff did get back into it, they didn't really look like they were going to concede another and not get something from this game.
Well, I think we knew exactly what was going to happen for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then they took on Kiefer Moore. So that continued after that, and the long balls and the long throws were coming into the penalty box. But as Rob said, they held the line. They were strong. There was bodies in there. He defended in front of the young goalkeeper very well, apart from the goal. And I think Alex Smithies had more saves to make in the second half as well. So they were also dangerous on the break. So they just needed to take one of those chances just to further that lead. But, it's a great result. I'm just looking at the TV at the moment, and I think Bournemouth are losing at home to Luton Town. So, the 3 points away at Cardiff, and, some of their competitors for the top 2 spots, slipping up today. It makes it an even more special result.
Yeah, so things are certainly going Norwich's way at the moment. But it was such a contrast of halves, wasn't it? And not because I don't think Cardiff were any better in the second half, and I don't think Norwich... They certainly weren't trying to play any worse or doing things any differently. But some days it just doesn't happen, does it, for 90 minutes? And that's what they have done in recent weeks, or previously to that. They've just seen games out. They've got these games won.
Yeah, well, he didn't make his substitutions till later in the game. Obviously, Todd Cantwell and Emi Buendia both coming off, but they didn't come off until the last 5-10 minutes. So he obviously wanted to keep his flair players on the pitch as well. He wasn't going defensive in any way. And until he took on his young defender, in the last few minutes just before the final whistle. So you've got to take your hat off to Daniel and his bravery. Daniel Farke, that is not the goalkeeper, but Daniel Farke and his bravery in the way he sets up his team. He always wants them to play, even in those tough last 15 minutes of a game where it's going to be tough defensively, but. It certainly looked dangerous on the break, Norwich City, and as I said, it could have easily scored more goals. But I think before the game we were talking about results, and I think if you said that they'd come away with 3 points, I think they'd be very, very happy tonight. And going back to Norwich Airport, and getting ready for the midweek game next week. So it's sitting top of the league, and all happy tonight.
That's twice you mentioned Norwich Airport. Now you're on commission.
Well, I was a removal man today. I sent my daughter back to Norwich. So, do you want me to mention anything else?
Yeah. Well, look, Gunny, in terms of the team, the way they're playing at the moment, it's about winning those games, isn't it? And you've managed, and you've played the game, and you've managed. You've had an insight into both sides of it. The second part of the season, is it more difficult? Does it become easier because you kind of know the teams you're up against? So from the Norwich point of view, at the top of the table, they're now starting to play those teams they've already played. Are they more difficult games?
They'll all be difficult games, until you actually get your noses in front on a match day, and then you play the script out the way it goes. It's difficult to tell you what's going to happen, but Norwich are very, very confident at the moment. They've gone out on a great run of games and victories. You're saying they're winning them by close margins, but great. It's still 3 points in the bag. I'm sure there'll be games coming up in the next few weeks where they might be able to open up on the goal difference as well, which will sort of hopefully help them in good stead in the latter part of the season. They're still in the FA Cup, so they've still got that to consider as well. But I'm sure that Daniel will rotate his team. We'll get some more minutes into some of those other players' legs, and make sure that he keeps his top players fresh for the league campaign. But yeah, it's all looking good for Norwich at the moment, and it's just down to keeping those players on the pitch, fitting well, keep them out of the treatment room as much as you can, and hopefully that will see them continue in those top two places right to the end of the season.
Yeah, and one last question for you, Gunny. The transfer window is open. Do you expect to see many ins and outs for Norwich?
I believe there's a left back from Greece that's probably having a medical today. So I wouldn't like to attempt his name at the moment without reading it out in front of me. But I believe he's in Norfolk and getting ready to sign. And as I mentioned before the game, just depending on how Norwich City feel about the goalkeeping situation. I know that Aston Oxford has been out for a couple of months as well, so he's not back fit. They got young Sam Blair who plays under 18s, John McCracken. Whether they might just go for that more experienced goalkeeper just to back up Tim Krul and support the goalkeeping department through to the end of the season. So just watch this space on that one.
Yeah, Gunny, you're a legend, mate. Thanks for joining us again. Take care, mate. We'll see you soon.
I've turned down the contract now. I'm not going.
Yeah.
It wasn't you, mate. It was the younger gun, not you. Forget it.
Right, okay, sorry.
It's gone.
Sorry. All right.
Let it go.
Okay. I'll go and have a glass of wine now.
Let it go, mate. Let it go. Enjoy.
Great.
All right, mate. So looking forward now into what is a period of a bit of uncertainty, I guess, in terms of other teams they're going to meet within the season, because other teams might add players to their squad through this transfer window. So you could be playing a different teams you've already played this season, or in terms of personnel. Yeah,
absolutely, and they will be looking now. There's a pretty big gap now between them and Norwich, and those.
Well, we can see the table actually. I think we can get up here now. There you go.
7 points, 7 points, which is fantastic. 8 points off of away third. So they'll be looking. Your Swansea's, Bournemouths, Watfords, Readings, and Brentford will be looking and say we need to improve our squad to get close to Norwich.
So then is it important for Norwich to improve theirs as well, or do you think that unsettles the apple cart?
I don't think so. I think the Norwich's squad for the Championship, they're the best in the Championship. 100%. They're the best in the Championship. Whether they're good enough to when they go up into the Premier League, no, they're not. But like for now, it's the here and now. So basically, Norwich will look at that, get all these guys back from fitness and I think they will be coming back in the next week to 2 weeks and whatever. And again, a squad with all those involved, the ones that have played today, are as good as any in that Championship. The others below will look and say, we need to strengthen to get to Norwich.
Yeah, so what was the predictions on the scorelines today?
You won.
Thank you! I'm off to play a game of snooker.
Yeah.
See you next time.